if we take a look at our world today, we can see many flaws and problems all across the globe behind those perfections which we try to convince ourselves that we have achieved. Poverty, gender equality, social inequity are still major problems that we think we are on our way to solve, but when in reality, we actually haven't gone that far. Today on Team Proposition, we stand strong for the motion that we are all third-class superheroes. And because as much as we like to deny it, we as a world as a whole are third-class superheroes who tries time to time again but never manages to achieve perfection. And perfection is defined as a result which satisfies both parties. So I would like to take a look at this motion from 3 standpoints today. We are all third-class superheroes because if we look at our society today, we can see numerous social problems such as race and gender inequality spread throughout the world. Let's take a look at race first. It is true that Rosa Parks has tried to stood up as known in the Montgomery bus boycott. She tries to stand up for black people rights. And we also see Fred Shuttleworth, who tries to fight segregation and racism. But right now, if we take a look at our world, in 2014, there was a recent shooting of Michael Brown in Ferguson, 2014, by a white police officer. This sparked many protests and debates and clashes of relationships across the country. And this definitely shows that no matter how hard we try, we will never be able to achieve satisfaction between both parties. And this also applies to gender as well. Recently, the U.S. legalized LGBT same-sex marriage and adoption for same-sex couples. Despite so, this is definitely a big step to take. But despite so, there are many cases of bias in hiring people, promotions, job assignments, and many people are treated unfairly because of who they are. Secondly, we are all third-class superheroes because if we take a look at our environment today, no matter how hard people try to start campaigns and protests trying to raise awareness about our environmental issues, there will always be an inevitable reality that our planet is getting destructed day after day. Over 800 animal species are extinct and up to 3,000 of them are endangered. And in the U.S., there's a shocking statistic that 16 tons of trash is dumped into the sea per minute. And from these numbers, we can see that no matter how hard we try, no matter how many trees we try to plant each year, it is impossible to achieve environmental success as a world. And finally, moving on to my last point. We are all third-class superheroes because economically we are unable to we will never be able to achieve the economic world that we want to have. Take this example: before 1929, before the Wall Street crash, everyone thought they had a perfect world. It was the golden age, and nothing can possibly go wrong with our economy. But guess what? After the 1929 wall crash, markets closed down, companies were forced to shut down, and it was a complete disaster. And this just shows that, as a whole, no matter how hard we try, and no matter how hard we try to pick up from our mistakes, we will always be faced by failure in the end. And with my 3 points today, that we're all third-class superheroes because we will never be able to solve social problems, environmental problems, and finally economic problems, shows how that our world as a whole is a third-class superhero. Thank you.